Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's day is Friday the 9th of February 2024, the year of a million transactions per second and more. Buy BSV.live, probably the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Let's get into it. You know what we are going to be talking about today. Oh yes, but before we get into that, let's just have a little flick through of Bitcoin history. I keep adding to this when I find little bits and pieces, so I'm actually kind of like looking forward to the day when 365 days passes and then we can start all over again, go back from the beginning, start afresh. Honestly, there's literally just been so much. Check it out. There we go. So the case that we are, obviously the Satoshi trial, has been reported on prolifically by The Guardian, I think on the 4th, the 5th and the 6th. And again, they're questioning who Satoshi Nakamoto is. But if you were to go back to this article, back in 2021, they said Australian man Craig Wright wins court battle for Bitcoin fortune worth billions, which are the Satoshi coins. So they know. So it'll be interesting to compare what their article headlines are now in comparison to that one that was back in 2021. Have they forgotten what went on in 2021? Who knows? But we'll certainly find out shortly. God, there's so much. It's great stuff. Right, let's see where we want to start from. Start from around here. This is what another thing I found earlier. So on the 30th of December 2009, a quote here from Satoshi Nakamoto when he says, we had our first automatic adjustment of the proof of work difficulty on the 30th of December 2009. And again, finding stuff for the 30th of December 2009 was a bit tricky. So it's just like, all right, there we go. Now we have a very significant point to remember back in Bitcoin history. Yes, indeed. So let's carry on. Here we go. What else have I found? Loads of stuff in here. 12th of January, there was something. Oh, this was funny. I was just looking at how crazy the market was. On the 12th of January 2018, there was Ponzi coin. Ponzi coin reached its all-time market price of 33 pence. And I've actually got a link to it here. Look at that. Look, the actual ticker is Ponzi. And look, it's trading. Like it's actually got up 4% in a day. That's how ridiculous the market is. Ponzi coin, actually coin called Ponzi coin, is up 4% in a day. How ridiculous. But if we look at all of it, look, how crazy is that? So this is when it reaches its all-time high, the peak of absolute market stupidity. So that's why I put that one in there. Oh my goodness. Let's continue because we are now 9th of February. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, I think I did these. So it was the 3rd of February where I went down to London. So there was 6 days missing from my reporting. So let's get down. We go 24th of January. That was the notice that was put out. Awesome. I think I found something around here. Here we go. 30th of January, 31st. Meta quits COPA. 1st of February. Well, yeah. Where are we now? So that was one of the last shows I did. Here we go. Oh, there. So 3rd of February, look at this. So on the 3rd of February, 1637, the Tulip Mania bubble burst. So let's have a look at this. Check this out. The real story behind the 17th century Tulip Mania financial crash. The speculative frenzy over tulips in the 17th century Holland spawned outrageous prices for exotic flower bulbs, but accounts of the subsequent crash may be more fiction than fact. Really? Well, see, look, this was it. The 3rd of February, so that was when I went down to London. The 3rd of February is when it crashed. Whoa. So in 1636, according to an 1841 account by Scottish author Charles Mackay, the entirety of Dutch society went crazy over exotic bulbs. As Mackay wrote in his wildly popular Memoirs of Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, as prices rose, people got swept up in speculative fever, spending a year's salary on rare bulbs in hopes of reselling them for profit. And again, so this was the futures market that was created. Mackay dubbed the phenomenon the Tulip Mania. A golden bait hung temporarily out out before the people, and one after the other they rushed to the tulip markets like flies around a honeypot, wrote Mackay. Nobles, citizens, farmers, mechanics, seamen, footmen, maids, servants, even chimney sweeps, and old clotheswomen dabbled in tulips. When the tulip bubble suddenly burst in 1637, Mackay claimed that it wreaked havoc on the Dutch economy. Yeah, and again, there are sort of other stories here. This was funny. A fine art image. So this was apparently the satire of Tulip Mania, painted by Jean Bugel, the younger, circa 1640. And in here, you can't quite see it, but they've basically just got monkeys and all sorts of animals playing the markets, dabbling in tulips. I mean, it went literally absolutely crazy. And as we know, because we are talking about the Tulip Trust that contains the Satoshi coins. What an apt name for it. Yes, indeed. It's even here on Wikipedia. Yeah, that was the image that we just looked at. There you go. You can see it a bit better now. So there's just literally just monkeys pointing at tulips here, writing down tulip trades, speculating on prices, transferring funds, counting tulips and all this. I mean, just phenomenal, really. Good grief. Yeah, anonymous 17th century watercolours of the Semper Augustus, famous for being the most expensive bulb sold during Tulip Mania. Whoa, check that. I never knew that. Google, look at that. I mean, spectacular, isn't it, really? So maybe we'll have to use that name. So what's that? The Semper Augustus. The Semper Augustus tulip bulb. I wonder how much that went for. Jeepers, right. That learn something new every day. Semper Augustus tulip bulb, the most expensive tulip bulb ever sold during Tulip Mania. Amazing. Amazing. And there we go, look, so February 3rd, and then February 5th was the next date when the market significantly crashed. That was the start of it, and then literally just finished by, well, there's no records. There's no records after the 9th of February, so they're saying that it officially crashed on February 5th. That was like literally the end of it. Literally the end of it. Wow. Amazing, amazing. And something makes me suspect that Dr. Wright knew that BTC would become this because he knew the powers that be would corrupt it. And he knew that it would be the largest financial bubble in history. And he was correct, which is why I suspect he named it the Tulip Trust. Yes, indeed. Amazing. But on the 3rd of February 2010, he also said, I put a better error message, but it should never hit it because it always finds spend coins ahead of time unless you spent the same money at the same time on two computers at once. This was a quote from the Nakamoto Institute. Yeah. Just a little bit of Bitcoin history there. On the 3rd of February 2015 was day 12 of the Silk Road Defense. And it said, the Silk Road Defense makes its final pitch. Don't trust internet evidence. Almost sounds like don't trust verify, doesn't it? In closing arguments, the defence pulls together the loose threads in the trial to argue that Ulbricht was framed. The prosecution tells the jury not to fall for a desperate smokescreen. 4th of February 2009. So this is a quote from the Nakamoto Institute saying version 0.1.5 is now available. Includes the fix for the problem Nicholas had. Checking for disk full and changes to try to improve things that were confusing. Special thanks to Nicholas and Dustin for all their help and feedback. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, there we go. That's all it was. A little bit of Bitcoin history there. 4th of February 2010. Was another quote here when he said there's a 32-bit checksum in Bitcoin addresses, so you can't accidentally type an invalid address. Now you know you know that you cannot accidentally type an invalid address. But what you can do is people can lose their Bitcoins when they're sending BCH and BTC to different addresses, since the powers that be effed it up for everybody. 4th of February 2010 also, since Bitcoin can't get through to IRC through Tor, it doesn't know which nodes are currently online, so it has to try all recent seen nodes. So I think that was the first, might have been the first reference to Tor. Yeah, I also found oh, there we go, look. So this, I did find a quote earlier on today where Satoshi Nakamoto, as in Craig, was actually talking about incorporating the dot onion to into Bitcoin, and was talking about that. Was quite fascinating. I want to see if I can find that. That says Tor and I to P. But yeah, haven't really got time to spend too long on that. 4th of February 2021 was Cobra's deadline for hosting the white paper, and it was gloating over it when he said, "Today was the deadline for me to stop hosting the white paper, otherwise I would be sued. It's still up." Look at 4th of February 2021. And 4th of February 2023, CSW wrote, "I invented the industry, so you don't get rid of me. But eventually I will get rid of you guys and your complete Ponzi." Awesome. Giving it some welly there. 4th of February 2024, so this was literally just a few days ago, the Guardian newspaper reports on the Satoshi trial. Let's have a look at this one. So they put out an article here saying, "Case backed by Jack Dorsey seeks court ruling on Bitcoin founder's identity. Crypto Open Patent Alliance wants court in London to declare that Craig Wright is not Satoshi Nakamoto." I mean, it's not exactly a favourable headline there, but you know, anyway. But they did start bringing attention to it, knowing that the case started the following day on the 5th of February. And I've put here, on the 5th of February 1637, Tulip Mania came to an abrupt end. And look at this. So we've got Tulip Mania 1634 to 1637 in the red line there that goes up and down. We've got the South Sea Company, which was like the Mississippi Company, whatever you want to call it, in blue. And then the Nasdaq.com bubble in yellow. And look at that. BTC absolutely dwarfs these financial bubbles. Absolutely dwarfs. So literally $1.6 trillion of absolutely nothing created by the cabal. Oh my goodness me. You know, no wonder there's a high stakes game on this court case. February 5th, 2015, I found this one said Bit License 2.0, New York moves closer to comprehensive virtual currency regulation. Let's see what this was all about. So it said here on February 4th, 2015, the New York Department of Financial Services released versions 2015 proposed regulations to its groundbreaking virtual currency regulation framework that was first introduced on the 17th of July 2014. So they were working on it back in 2014. I had no idea what was going on back then. My goodness me. 2014 proposed regulations. The revisions came after an extended public comment period and a December 18, 2014 speech by the Department of Financial Services Superintendent Benjamin L. Lawsky that previewed several changes to the framework, in which commonly referred to as the Bit License. Yeah, again, just little bits of history there. Haven't really got time to go through it. On the 5th of February 2020, BitMEX launched the XRP USD perpetual swap. On 5th of February 2024, COPA, the social identity trial, started in London's High Court, and this again was reported on by The Guardian. So they said, Craig Wright's claim he invented Bitcoin is a brazen lie, court told. That was literally at the end of the first day. I did go in there, saw Craig, wished him well. Yeah, awesome. Glad this is all in my Bitcoin history. On the 6th of February 2010, got a quote here from the Satoshi Nakamoto Institute. Said, if you send by IP, the receipt sees you because you connect to either IP. You could use Tor to mask that. There we go. References to Tor. There we go. This was the entire quote here. So when you send to a Bitcoin address, you don't connect to the recipient. You send the transaction to the network the same way you relay transactions. There's no distinction between a transaction you originated and one you receive from another node that you're relaying in a broadcast. With a very small network though, someone might still figure it out by process of elimination. It'll be better when the network is larger. If you send by IP, the recipient sees you because you're connected to their IP. You could use Tor to mask that. You could use Tor if you don't want anyone to know you're even using Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still very new and has not been independently analysed. If you're serious about privacy, Tor is an advisable precaution. And again, so this might have actually led on. Well, this is where I suspect Ross Ulbricht got his idea to combine Silk Road and Tor and Bitcoin all together through Satoshi Nakamoto's writings. I suspect, and I would speculate actually on that. Interesting finding all these quotes. On the 16th of February 2020, same day, Satoshi also wrote, eventually almost 21 million coins for 6.8 billion people in the world, if it really gets huge, but don't worry, there are another 6 decimal places that aren't shown. I bet loads of people have missed this out. Yeah, 6 decimal places that aren't shown. So I think Craig told me that 16 Bitcoin could be divided into 16 or more decimal places. So 100 million bits at the moment. I don't know how many decimal places that is, but he said there's another 6 decimal places that aren't shown, for a total of 8 decimal places internally. It shows 1.0, but internally it's 1.000000000. If there's massive deflation in the future, the software could show more decimal places. If it gets tiresome working with small numbers, we could change where the display shows the decimal point. Same amount of money, just different conversion from where the commas and the S and S go, e.g. moving the decimal places 3 places would mean if you had at 1.0 before, now it shows as 1,000. And again, that's in the Satoshi Nakamoto Institute. Honestly, I love going through all this. Blows my mind when you realise what we're dealing with now. I think that was also in Bitcoin Talk. Yeah, there we go. Eventually almost 21 million coins for 6.8 billion people in the world. If it really gets huge, which we think this court case might trigger. Woof. 6th of February 20, because you can now actually use Bitcoin. It appears to be an electronic cash system and not some digital piece of dog shit. Craig Wright denies forging documents to support Bitcoin claim. There's another headline in The Guardian. Again, I mean, they're saying, denies forgeries. Just using negative language, accused of forging. But I mean, this is the court case is just to say, this is a fraud, isn't it? That's a fraud, isn't it? And Craig is literally doing an absolutely superb job in court. Literally, considering he is genuinely Asperger's, he is batting the COPA lawyer all over the place. He has a rebuttal for absolutely everything. I mean, what do you think he just made it up on the spot? I mean, how much of an imagination would you have to literally answer all these questions without even hesitating, and come up with all these fanciful stories? Can't be done. Can't be done. He is literally telling the story as it happened, and that's how we know he's telling the truth. 7th of February 2010. There's a quote here from the Bitcoin Talk when it said, please point me to any page you would like to have translated to Chinese for the project. Perhaps having a Chinese how-to and explanation would be useful. Also, what would you like for a gift? So somebody appreciates what Craig is doing there. Yeah, I actually found when the peer-to-peer foundation was first created. I think that's 11th of February coming up actually. 7th of February 2018. Today marks a year since BTC was above 10 grand. So obviously we had the run up in 2017, and then by 7th of February 2018, it said it's been a year since it was. So in other words, it's been below that. And again, that was like the long winter, really, the bear market. But obviously, BTC was screwed up, and then BCH came about, and it caused lots of speculation in the market. Lots of people lost confidence in it because they didn't know what was going on, and BTC didn't work, and other people say it was meant to be a cash system. Oh no, it's digital gold, all that crap. Good grief. How little did we know what was really going on behind the scenes, but now we know. And then on the 8th of February 2010, discussions about the Bitcoin logo. Satoshi had just written, sorry, I've been meaning to redo it. The largest icon that still looks good is the 20x21, which is used for the tray icon in GNOME. Any larger than that looks bad. The 16 by 16 and 20 by 21s have quite a bit of hand tweaking to get the pixels to work out right. If you just scale down a larger image, the pixels end up blurred and awkward, and in places where the lines in BC don't land square on a pixel. The best 16 by 16 with full alpha channel is in SRC, RC Bitcoin.ico. I don't like the... I can't forget... .ico, would you believe it? ICO. Maybe that's where they use the. Maybe that's where they got the expression initial coin offering from. Just making up out of those letters. But yeah, that was in the Nakamoto Institute, 9th of February 2011. So this was when Bitcoin first hit $1. Check this out. I remember this. So it said Bitcoin first surpassed $1 in February 2011. And it's up more than 4,300,000% since then. Good grief. Key price milestones in Bitcoin's journey. Bitcoin $1, the world's oldest and largest cryptocurrency, first reached the $1 price tag on February 9th, 2011, roughly 2 years after the first Bitcoin block was mined. Since then, Bitcoin has found its footing in the mainstream as an antidote to traditional money systems and has become one of the most sought-after assets among institutional and retail investors alike. Bitcoin at $10, the next price landmark, was achieved just 4 months later as Bitcoin broke $10 on June 2nd, 2011. Oh, this is going to be another one in the Bitcoin history books here. While simultaneously raising the market capitalization above $100 million for the first time in its young existence. Bitcoin $100, the meteoric growth that saw BTC surpass $10 was quickly stopped in its tracks as the first crypto winter ensued, which saw BTC value drop all the way back to $2. Oh, that must have hurt. 80% drop. It wasn't until early 2013 that Bitcoin started mounting a new massive rally, which saw its value climb all the way up to the $100 mark on April 1st, 2013. Bitcoin became a $1 billion asset. What a joke. Pardon the pun. Bitcoin at $1,000. What transpired in the first half of 2013 was just the beginning. Bitcoin continued its rally and 10x'd its value by November 28, 2013. What nobody suspected at the time was that it would take more than 3 long years for Bitcoin to reclaim the price peak reached at the end of 2013. Bitcoin at $10,000 in early 2014. The attack on Mt. Gox, a cryptocurrency exchange that handled 70% of all Bitcoin transactions at its peak, dealt a massive blow to the community. Mainstream news outlets such as Washington Post and Guardian proclaimed BTC dead. They were wrong. By the start of 2017, Bitcoin had reclaimed much of the lost ground and went to surpass $10,000 on November 28, 2017, exactly 4 years after the first topping of $1,000 in 2013. For added measure, Bitcoin touched $20,000 a month later, capping off 2017 with more than 20x returns. That was crazy. Bitcoin $100,000? Don't think so. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading at $43,500, 37% removed from its all-time high, reached last November. We will see Bitcoin reach this elusive 6-figure price in point in 2020 or 2022. Given its past track record, it would be unwise to bet against it. In the meantime, follow our algorithmically generated Bitcoin price predictions and learn what some of the most prominent voices in the crypto community think about the future of BTC. Great article there. Yeah, loving that. I'll probably have to come back to that. 9th of February 2024, so this was today. Check this out. Attorney General James explained lawsuit against cryptocurrency, expands lawsuit against cryptocurrency digital company Digital Currency Group for defrauding investors. Look at this. Have they got too long didn't read here? So this was literally today. New York Attorney General Letitia James today filed an amended complaint expanding the Office of the Attorney General's lawsuit against Digital Currency Group, Barry Silber and Genesis Global Capital LLC and its affiliates. Genesis former CEO, I'm not going to pronounce that name there, for defrauding additionally individuals and institutions of an additional $2 billion. This amended complaint is the result of more investors coming forward following Attorney General's Attorney General James's October 2023 suit against Gemini Trust Company, Genesis and Digital Currency Group for misleading representations to investors about an investment program called Gemini Earn and causing over $1 billion in losses. The Office for the Attorney General's continued investigating revealed that these additional investors were similarly defrauded and provided with false assurances that their funds were safe when in fact they were not, leading to an additional $2 billion in assets that were lost. In total, the Office of the Attorney General found that these complaints defrauded more than 230,000 investors out of more than $3 billion. That is nothing compared to the fraud that BTC is perpetrating on them ever since the 24th of August 2017. Whoa. I mean, what, they're talking about 3 billion here. BTC is currently what? I don't even want to speculate. Let's have a look. What's the market cap of BTC right now? Almost $1 trillion, and they're complaining about losing 3 billion, and this is 931 billion. What a massive fraud that is. Oh my god. Oh my god. And these BTC shitcoiners, scammers, they know what they've done, you know. Crikey Moses. Crikey Moses. So we're not quite at the 11th of February yet, but just see, here we go. Yeah. And the Peer-to-Peer Foundation was created. Check it out. Actually found the page. Look at that. That's the actual page. There we go, look. Posted by Satoshi Nakamoto on 11th of February, 2009. At 27 minutes past 10. Oh, love it. And then we got the first reply to it. So this was by Sepp Hasselberg on February 12th. He said, great stuff. This is the first real innovation in money since the Bank of England started to issue its promissory notes for gold in the vaults, which then became known as banknotes. I believe an open source currency has great potential, a bit like Google becoming the first default search engine for many of us. Whew. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I wanted to catch up on. Still, in fact, you know what? Can't do this without looking up figures, can we? Come on. Let's have some of this. $79 for Bitcoin. Come on. 79. People have no idea. Look at the block size. They're absolutely massive. 91%. Transactions down to 20%. So relatively small blocks compared to what we're used to looking at, like gigabyte blocks and all that. but look at this. Look at this. So even though there's not much data coming through these blocks here, even though we've got 49 megabyte blocks, which would be massive compared to BTC, it's currently 11.6% more profitable to mine on SV. This shows you, as in like we know that the hash rate was being carefully managed for years and years and years, and now the door is being left open to the miners. Literally, they are being invited across. They've got no excuse but slowly catchy monkey. If the incentive is there, build it and they will come. As I've heard people say before, that is what we're looking at. Like, wow. The door is being left open because, like I said, the profitability was being managed. And this is also being managed. It's being left open. It's inviting more miners onto the network. Just amazing. And the price is just $79. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine this boosting up to something like $1,000 overnight? What is the profitability going to do? Whoa! Whoa is all I can say to that one. My goodness. So let's have a look at the difficulty adjustment of BTC, see where that is. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, look, it's still all-time high. Still more hash rate going on to BTC. The difficulty adjustment increasing. Miners will be fleeing the chain sooner or later. My goodness. My goodness. Oof. Spicy. Let's have a look. Yeah, look. BSV hash rate staying up. All right. What else do we want to have a quick look at? Yeah, I guess have a look at the let's have a look at BTC versus BSV. Okay, all right. And Livecoin, which we just had a look at. Whoa, my goodness me! Look, we've got a market cap of $1.8 trillion. Oh my goodness, $1.8 trillion. The thing is, though, you can't really look at the market cap without looking at Tether. Let's see what's going on. I haven't actually had a look at this for a while. So let's just see what's going on. Oh, and Tether is... The price is in the green. Oh, and it literally just plummeted straight back down to $1 again. So let's see what's been going on this week. So just in the month. Yeah, we've reported on this before. So where are we here? Down there. So it's gone from 94.3 billion. And where are we now? 96.2. So $2 billion in a month. $2 billion in a month. Oh my god. But that $1 trillion market cap is getting scary. That is really scary. Especially when you realise that there is literally only $1.5 billion of genuine value there. There is $1.5 billion of genuine value in a $1.8 trillion market. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. Look at this. There is literally only $2.8 million worth of BSV available globally. And it looks like the case is probably causing a nice little price rally. Look at that. So February 5th down there. And now we're up here. So I think this pump here was the 27th of December. Oh wow. So this was the South Korean news agency reporting on the case when the price shot up. So now we're recovering a little bit up to $80. Price rallying there. It'd be interesting to see what happens because from what I heard today, I heard the COPA lawyer questioning Craig, and Craig saying, "Oh yeah, there was a watermark in the document that I put in there," and the COPA lawyer was exceptionally put out by this. And he said, well, this would, along the lines of, this would substantiate your claim to being Satoshi Nakamoto. You didn't tell us this in one of the phases of discovery, of something like that. And Craig's answer to that along the lines was, well, there's lots of things that prove that I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. This is just one of them. You know, I told you as much as I could, but I'm just telling you this is what happened. There is so much stuff that's come out in the court case. It's been brilliant to watch. So if you don't have a live link, I would highly recommend applying to the court to get one for next week, because riveting stuff, literally bombshells being dropped every day. And this is probably one of the most exciting parts, because it's the cross-examination by the COPA lawyer, and Craig is running rings around him at the moment, as you would expect, just because the COPA lawyer has been told a pack of lies that he's not Satoshi Nakamoto, and he's finding out the hard way. Oof. So yeah, back in the saddle now. Now that we're back in one of my favourite places, doing 365 Bitcoin history, and hopefully doing a recap on the COPA trial. Maybe get some interviews going as well, which should be quite good. So we'll leave there. I hope you enjoyed it. That is a 32-minute show, a little longer than usual. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.